this video, I want to share with you how you can help yourself when you're feeling anxious. So for someone that I personally suffered with obsessive compulsive disorder and anxiety for a number of years, I felt really disempowered because I was trying to figure out and I was trying to solve the problem using my mind. So when I'd feel really worried, when I'd have a lot of intrusive thoughts, or just when I'd be feeling anxious, I would be trying to solve it with the mind. So I'd spend a lot of time ruminating, procrastinating, and just trying to make myself feel better, and trying to solve the issue with the mind. And I realised that I was stuck in my mind trying to make myself feel better. And I suppose this had been a pattern for myself throughout my childhood and my adult life, was to be disconnected from myself, my body. So if someone said, how do you feel, or where do you feel stressed, or where do you feel anxious, I might say, like, it's just all up here. And this is pretty common with people that I help, specifically with OCD and chronic anxiety, is that when you say, where do you feel it, they might just say, my brain. Now, if we go deeper and say, where do we feel it in the body, that can take a little bit of investigation. We have to slow down, we have to kind of tune in to see, where am I actually feeling this? Because when feelings are so big, our way to cope with them when we were younger was disconnect, because they were so big for us to kind of deal with. We weren't able to process them. So our survival mechanism is to disconnect and spend time in our head trying to cope through that, which actually doesn't get us anywhere. In fact, just creates more of the loop, which I'm sure you can agree with, that you're just spending time trying to solve the issue with the mind. What I found myself to be super effective and really empowering, and I think it's something that we want to teach kids, especially at that age when they can become empowered, so that when we get into adult life, we are able to regulate our emotions and understand our emotions and not be afraid of them. But if we've grown up where we haven't been taught that, we are going to be afraid of our emotions. We are afraid to feel. We're afraid to feel anything negative because we think that it's it can feel really uncomfortable, and because we're not used to feeling that, we're trying to escape from this feeling, because we associate it with a negative thing. But in fact, it's not a negative thing. It is uncomfortable, of course, but with practice, it can become a quite empowering thing to do for ourselves. So this is what I do, and it's something I've learned throughout my time suffering with OCD and anxiety, is how to empower myself, how to actually deal with emotions. As someone that now helps people with heal from OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and chronic anxiety, I've gone through the motions of how to heal this. And it isn't with the mind, it isn't trying to challenge thoughts. Of course that has a place, but it's not going to help us fully heal repressed emotions that's held at the body level. So I'm going to go through a little practice with you. You can do this every day. I'd recommend doing it not just when you're activated or triggered, because when you're activated and triggered, you're going to be going into your default pattern state. So in other words, when I'm triggered, I'm going into ruminating or procrastinating. That's my default, or avoidance, withdrawal, isolation. That can be ways on how I think I can cope with that. So I'd recommend doing this daily, making this a practice, so that when you are activated, you're going to know, how to manage and how to deal with it. Because if we only do it when we're activated, we're not going to go to do it. We're going to go to our default. So we want this practice to become our default, to go to do it when we are feeling activated. And the only way we'll go to do it when we're feeling activated is that we practice it regularly when we're not specifically activated so much. But our body is always showing us different sensations, different feeling states. Obviously when we're activated it feels like this, but our body is always showing different sensations, so we can practice this every day. But I want to go through a process, just a practice that I do regularly. It's really helped me to come into my body. It's really helped me to be empowered. I think that's so important, that we can become empowered in life. So we're not always feeling like, you know, helpless or powerless, and it's okay to feel like that. There's nothing wrong with feeling like that, but it's not the true authentic self. And we can bring that back to ourselves. We can actually show ourselves that I actually am powerful. I actually am able to help myself, and this will be the guide to help you. So what I do is that I will just sit with a straight spine. Now you can lie down, obviously, if you're in your bed or on your couch, you can lie down. So we'll just guide you through a practice. So we'll just gently close the eyes down. I'm going to take just a few long deep breaths. So as you inhale, I want you to just gently bring your awareness to your tummy. So your tummy is naturally moving, your belly is naturally moving when you inhale, it's going out. And as you exhale, it's going in, subtly. But there's movement there. So let's bring our awareness into the tummy. I want you to relax the shoulders down. So we're going to inhale through the nose. I'm going to exhale through the mouth. And as you exhale, you'll feel the body just melting, getting more like relaxed, falling. We inhale again. Exhale. If we want, we can make sound. Inhale again. Exhale. Inhale again. Exhale. Really relax. Okay, what we're going to do is I want you to bring awareness to any emotion, feeling state you have in your body. Now generally we feel it in our solar plexus, so this is the area in our abdominal, because this is where we store our emotions, repressed emotions, kind of a build-up of emotions there. So generally people will feel it there, like nausea or butterflies, or like a what would you say, like a constriction within the tummy. You can feel it in the heart center, where you feel kind of tight around the heart. You might have difficulty taking a long deep breath, so they can feel like restricted there. We can feel restricted around the throat, so the throat can feel tight when we feel anxious and overwhelmed, or even in that frozen state where we don't feel like we want to move or feel depressed. Our throat can feel quite tight, and for me that has suffered with anxiety, it felt very constricted. I used to feel like I had a lump in my throat all the time, so there was this kind of constriction in the throat. So bring awareness to where you feel any uncomfortable, what you deem as like an emotion that you don't want, like a anxiety, a feeling of overwhelm, could be sadness, fear, whatever it is. You bring your awareness to where you feel it. And I want you to bring awareness to, like, is it the tummy feeling constricted? Is the chest feeling tight? And is the throat feeling tight? And maybe it's all three, or maybe it's somewhere else, but generally it can be around here, but it could be in other parts of the body, like the shoulder can show signs of pain or stress. You will notice that over time is that the more stressed we are in the mind, busy, the more busy, the more signs within the body it's going to show physically. And I want you to start tuning into more into them physical things as opposed to just the mental mind chatter. So for me, generally, I feel overwhelmed, or that motion of anxiety in the stomach, and sometimes I can feel it in the throat when I feel very activated. So for me, I will place a hand on my lower tummy, and maybe I can place it up here, okay? And I'm going to wrap my arms around myself, like as if we give ourselves that hug and that attention we need. So we come back to closing the eyes down. So generally what happens is that when we're feeling afraid, worried, overwhelmed, anxious, Ultimately, what we're all looking for is a sense of safety, a sense of comfort to know that everything's going to be okay. You might say like a parent figure or someone that we feel like that can really hold us, someone that we really love and trust. Can be anybody. But we want to give that to ourselves, because we're not always going to have someone around us that can soothe our emotions, and we don't want to give that responsibility to anybody else. We want to feel empowered ourselves. So what I do is I place my hand on my tummy. This is where I feel it the most here, and maybe around the throat. And I breathe into this area. I want to really bring up the emotion. Now understand that feelings are messengers. They're like trying to give us a message that we need to tune into. And really ultimately what we want to do in time is by tuning into that is soothe ourselves. Emotion is energy in motion. In other words, it's not going to stay there forever, but the more we push away it, the more we like hate it, the more we trying to get rid of it, fix it, tune into other things like outside ourselves that we all do as coping behaviours, the more it just perpetuates it. So we're actually turning towards the emotion slowly. So if it's overwhelming, we stop, and then we come back to it the next day. So we only do a small little bit. If it's too much, we stop, but we breathe through it, knowing that it's okay and you're completely safe. If it feels too much, being too big, in other words, it's too much to sit with, stop, disengage from it, and come back to it again. If it's feeling very, very overwhelming, only do like a minute a day. Really slowly sitting, getting familiar with what is it like to sit with this feeling. So we close the eyes down. Place the hand on the tummy, one on the chest, one on where you feel it, could be the chest, the throat. And breathe into that area. The breath is our anchor. And a word I like to give myself that helps me is, I am here with you now. I am completely here with you. I want you to bring awareness that these hands that you have and your body, these are really hands of love, showing up for these feelings that need love and attention, showing up for these feelings that always needed, maybe that attention and that wasn't available at the time. But now we're showing up for ourselves. We're kind of reparenting these feelings, which it would be similar to, which would be the inner child. But we can call it just the feelings, sitting with the feelings, letting the feelings know I'm completely here with you. Breathing deeply into that. I'm completely here with you. So these, the hands on the body part. Touch is very, very powerful. Our own sense of touch is very powerful. To bring a cue to the body of a sense of safety, a sense of love. We can kind of circle around the area or rub the area, whatever feels comfortable for you. You do what feels best for you. And even just using them the words like from our heart is, I'm completely here with you. Thinking of our feelings like vulnerable parts of ourselves that want attention, that are not scary monsters, even though it can be really uncomfortable, that they're just really, really frightened and scared. See, can we sit with that? Slowly, slowly sit with that. If it becomes too much, we bring in the breath or we stop. We can open the mouth and exhale, inhale through the nose. We can say it out loud, I'm completely here with you now. Or if we can't feel like we can say it out loud, we can just have that intention. We can repeat that in our head, not repetitively, just like as if you were soothing a friend. Not trying to change anything, not trying to get rid of anything. We're soothing a friend that needs attention. A friend that we really love, a friend that we really support. I'm completely here with you now. It's going to be okay. I'm completely here with you now. Using the breath to signal to the body it's safe. I can let go. Tune into how you feel. Completely here with you now. And relax. So you can see in that practice, we're not trying to get rid of anything. We're not trying to push it away. We're not trying to hope it'll change, or we're just there to be with it, like we would be with a friend, and really someone that we really love and that we really trust, and that's it, we're support for them. We would be with them. Obviously, we can give tools and suggestions to a friend, so we can give that to ourselves. But this is empowerment like no other, because we're always with ourselves, no matter what. No matter where we go, no matter what we're doing, we're with ourselves, and we'll always will be. So we want to be able to manage our emotions and be able to soothe ourselves in times that when we're feeling very activated. We're human, we're having a human experience, so we are going to always face different things going on internally. And the more we can tune into ourselves slowly every day, the more we're going to be able to feel empowered. And it's true, truthfully, it's a gift like no other gift. Because when you learn to do this for yourself, everything changes in your life, because you are no longer feeling disempowered. You are no longer feeling like you can't manage yourself. And in a world that's so fast and so busy, and so much to feel like we need to be more, do more, have more, we need these tools more than ever in order to be able to transcend the limiting beliefs and the sense of the inadequacy or the insecurity or the chatter in mind. We need to be able to come back to ourselves, to this authentic self that we can actually regulate and manage our emotions. When we do this, we're actually reparenting parts of the feeling state, the inner child that is constantly replaying these feelings over and over again. So we're actually healing parts of ourselves from years ago. We're healing parts of ourselves in the present. So we're doing lots of stuff going on here in the background that we're not even aware of. But the more you do this, the more you're going to feel empowered, the more you're going to be able to feel free. Ultimately, I know for me it's really helped me. It's something that of course I forget to do because I go into my coping behaviours as well. It's natural, but the more I am aware of it and the more I keep practicing slowly, the more I feel like, wow, it's the best thing I can give myself. So for example, I remember one day I was in the supermarket and I was standing in a queue and I just started feeling anxious. So I don't know why, obviously there was some reason, but most likely it was my thoughts. But again, there's automatic thoughts happening all the time. It's very hard to kind of be super aware in that moment. But when you're out and about, you're busy and you mightn't be so much tuned into that. But anyway, my body, I could feel this tightness in my stomach because I started doing more body work. I'm a trauma therapist as well, somatic based practice. I do stuff on helping people regulate their nervous system for OCD. So I'm more tuned with my body than I ever was before. It's never something that I even was aware of. I thought, okay, we have a body, but am I really in it, you know? I know it seems like a bizarre thing, but it's actually true in how we live. So anyway, I was in the supermarket and I could feel my stomach like going like that. You know, that like nausea kind of feeling where you feel like, oh God, like you just feel uncomfortable, like you don't want to eat, or not even that, you just feel like that kind of feeling. And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then I was waiting in the queue, and then I was like, oh no, here's this feeling, I don't want this feeling, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I know what to do here. What can I do to help myself? So when I was in the queue, I didn't obviously close my eyes and do all this breathing stuff, but I placed my hand on my stomach, okay? And that was, to me, was because I used to doing this, the hand on the body area was like a cue to the body of like, I'm here, yeah? Like a cue, because I practiced this, it was a cue to the body like I'm here, it's okay. Because I'd practiced it multiple times, the body got used to me doing this, and a sense of, oh, this is okay. I'm sitting with this feeling, and this is okay. So when I in the supermarket placed my hand here, and I was feeling, because I knew what I was doing, I wasn't just doing this, I was doing this with intention, and the intention is very important. And my intention was to tune into this feeling, not try to fix it or question it, or why are you feeling like this, or you shouldn't feel like this, or I'm sick of feeling like this. I've done all that, it doesn't work. So when I place my hand here, I'm saying to myself, it's okay, I'm here with you. It's okay to feel like this, and I'm here with you. And I'd feel into that, my hand is like, as if, you know, we have like something like a child that's small and vulnerable and upset and afraid. Yeah, we don't push the child away and say, go away, I don't want to deal with you now. Yeah, we bring the child closer to us and we say, it's okay. Don't try and say they shouldn't feel like that. Stop feeling like that. Maybe that's what we would have done, or what we heard when we were younger, but we don't do that with ourselves. We want to change how we feel about ourselves. We go in and we tune in and we say, it's okay, I'm here with you. It's okay to feel like this. And I'm completely here with you. And when I do that, paradoxically, the feeling state that we're up here goes here. And maybe 5 minutes later it's back again, and I'm back doing it. And it's up and it's down. And what happens is, over time, is that instead of it always being like this, it can go like this, then it can go up again, and up again. The more you tune into it, the more it's going to become like this. A few days here, maybe here and there, yeah? But it's not, it's going to come down. So that's actually what happens. So really give yourself that gift. There's no better gift to give yourself. I have so many other tools. I'm going to be doing lots of live sessions, so feel free to do the practice, comment below, let me know how it goes for you. Again, don't expect it just to like overnight be like, I'm all fine, you know. We're dealing with years and years of emotion, repressed emotion. So be gentle, but again, nothing changes overnight. So if you're expecting instant gratification, forget about it. You might be obviously soothed depending on what's going on for you in that moment, of course, but this is practice, okay? If it all worked straight away, you know, we'd all be fully masters of our emotional body and our emotional state. So that's not the case. So it takes regular, consistent tuning into and practice. Also, I am launching a membership. It's called the Soulful Hub. And this is a membership with has everything for empowerment, healing, and ultimately becoming, we are whole and complete as we are, but ultimately releasing past limiting beliefs, releasing repressed emotion, shifting energy. We're going to be doing this through many different modalities. So we're going to be doing it through Kundalini yoga meditation. I love this. It's so transformational, so powerful. Gives us lots of energy, makes us feel like we're more alive than ever before, because we've all this internal energy that we're going to be activating. We're going to be doing tension and trauma release exercises. So this helps to release, very profound practice, release repressed emotion at the body level. And when we release repressed emotion at the body level, we're no longer stuck in these cycles of reactivity, because the body stores our emotion. Whether we like it or not, that's what it does since we were born to present. So we've all gone through different experiences in our life where we had to suppress emotion at some degree, more some extreme than others. So the body holds it. When we do these practices, we have to release that repressed emotion. So it's very effective for trauma. Trauma can be PTSD, complex PTSD, physical injuries, mental health issues, sleep issues, migraines. I've suffered from migraines for probably 6 to 7 years plus, and I'm resistant to take any medication because I want to, resolve the issue for life. I tried so many different things. It wasn't until I started doing the trauma release that I do get one now and again, but it's rare. I used to have them maybe 3 to 4 times a week, and I'd be vomiting and everything. So it's profound, it works. But again, it's all about practice. I put in the practice. Then in the Soulful Hub, we'll be doing Inner Child. So this is really connecting to the parts of ourselves, like through the feeling state, how to really show up for ourselves, how to parent ourselves, which is an ongoing process. There's no destination, but there's layers of empowerment as we go along the way, and we start feeling like not in control, but more like more in our body, and more able to manage these limiting beliefs, these fear states. And then our child holds all our gifts. It holds all our fears, it holds all our curiosity, our wonder, our creativity. And when we tune into the inner child, we have to go through the pain of what we're holding about ourselves and all them things, which we can do through the practice. But underneath the pain, there's joy. Yeah, we all have joy within. We all have that sense of playfulness, that wonder, that excitement, that joy for life, which sometimes we've lost. We all have that. That's still there. But we have to dig deep and bring it out again. We have to dig deep, take out the pain and bring out the joy again. And it exists for sure. We're going to be doing gratitude practices. Gratitude is a very profound practice. I'm sure you know about it. It helps to rewire the brain, where we start looking at things in our life that we appreciate. So we're in a world where consumption is seen as a label of I'm good enough. The more I have, the more I'm seen as being maybe validated. This has been a program that's put on us since birth. So we want to bring in the foundation of gratitude first and foremost for ourselves. What do we appreciate about ourselves? And we probably don't appreciate so much because we think, well, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, or I'm not that. But we want to bring in all this appreciation for who we truly are without even all the stuff. Gratitude scientifically shows that it can rewire the brain for depression, anxiety, and shapes our life so that we can see life through different lenses. I always like to think of that we're wearing glasses, and I have different glasses on, and we can learn to take them off when we put on different glasses, because we're all looking through life, looking through the lenses, and we see life through these different coloured glasses. And when we change the glasses, we change the way we see things. So that's going to be an amazing program. It's going to be a monthly membership. We have one class every week, and I'm also going to be bringing in retreats. I'm going to be doing some retreats in Peru. So I've been to Peru for 3 months. It's been absolutely amazing. It's so soulful. It's so deep. I loved it. It's so connected to the energy of the earth. It's so healing. it just brings us back to nature, brings us back to our true self, which is nature in itself. And it just shows us the importance of slowing down and actually really living simply with nature, and how it can really transform how we see ourselves and the direction of our lives. So if you're interested, let me know. Please just comment below, or let me know. You can just contact me either at healwithin.ie is my website, and you can just send me a message there if you would like to join. So thank you for listening. I really hope you found that practice helpful. Again, please come back to it time and time again. This is not just a one practice wonder and I'm all sorted. I wish it was that easy, but it is going to be easy in time when you practice over and over again. And there is no better gift to give yourself than being able to manage and regulate your emotions. So thank you for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or wherever you are, and take care.